Who's up next?
Well, I am just actually kind of giddy because this is one of my favorite people here. He is my hero in the business of self-publishing. This man founded Kobo Writing Life. He's been in the business since I was in high school. Sorry, Mark, I had to kind of say that. He started in the 90s. This dude has a wealth of knowledge, but yet he still went and got a degree in creative writing that had a specific purpose to publishing. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He now actually focuses as a consultant for Drafted Digital, a very major self-publishing company. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Mark Leslie Lefebvre.
Oh, Dale, you're just trying to be nice to me because we're in the Bald Club together.
That's it. Actually, that's it. Yeah, it's so great to actually have you here. And you and I were having this discussion, and you're such a prolific author. It was really hard to pick any one book, but it was funny. You were like, which one should we go with? And I was like, I like Wide for the Wind. That's probably one of my favorite ones to this day. So when you wrote Wide for the Wind, what was the whole process? Why did you do this? Because you'd already done Killing It with Kobo and a number of other books about self-publishing.
Yeah, actually, it was Aaron Wright's idea. Aaron Wright, who is the founder of Wide for the Wind, the Facebook group that's now, over 18,000 members long. She wanted to create a group because everyone talks about Amazon all the time. And she wanted a place where, you can get Amazon everywhere else. Let's talk about all the other places where you can make money. So Erin had reached out to me. She had read Killing It on Kobo. She loved the alliteration. She said, hey, I'm stealing your idea. I want to use this title. Do I have your blessing? And I said, oh my God, yes, please. And then about a year and a half later, she said, this book is too much. I can't. It was taken away from writing the romance that she was getting rich off of selling to her readers, and her readers were getting disappointed. So I said, and she was really apologetic. And I said, well, listen, I believe in it so much. Do you mind if I do the book instead? And so she wrote me the introduction. So the focus of Wide for the Win. And it is a company now. Aaron is our president, and there's a bunch of board members, et cetera. We actually founded it a few years ago. But the book and the mentality isn't just, or at least the way I've approached it from the beginning, isn't just Amazon versus the other 5 big retailers or 4 or 5 retailers. It's about being open to the possibilities of your books being available everywhere. That includes libraries. That includes subscription services. That includes what indie authors are really passionate about now, which is direct selling, having direct access to your consumers, to your fans, to that community of people. And again, you've got Patreon or Patreon, depending on how you want to pronounce it. You say tomato, I say tomato. You've got Kickstarters, you've got other funding, you've got story bundles. You've got so many other ways to earn money as an author. So Wide, I always spell Wide with all caps, like I'm shouting, because I have been shouting about the possibilities for all of us that exist globally.
Talk a little bit more about direct selling and what are some of the best ways for authors to go about doing that?
Well, I think Shopify, it starts with an S, it has an I at the end of it.
Yeah, it's close.
You Americans, all the language you use is so similar. I can't differentiate this Canadian. No, so Shopify makes it easy, right? They have the templates and stuff, but PayHip and Square, and there's so many, PayPal, there's so many different ways you can do it. The key thing, and of course, BookFunnel. Damon Courtney from BookFunnel makes it so easy to deliver content in so many different forms and guises and connect it to your direct sales, so you never have to worry about the customer service there. But I think so. The benefit there isn't just one of the Wide for the Win mentalities that Aaron had started was bank over rank. Yay! I'm excited. My book's #1 in a category on Amazon. But how much am I actually making? I just did some analytics for Drafted Digital that I gave to Jim Azevedo that he's going to be revealing at Novelist Inc. in Florida later this week. And it'll be on the Drafted Digital blog later. But it was an actual analysis of does free first in series still work? And I dug into, I think I filtered it down to the 50,000 top-selling series that were available through Drafted Digital, looking at the price of book 1 and the overall money that series made. And then I did a money per title, right? Because how do you differentiate that, right? It's like, well, a title could have 30 books in a series, and it only makes $500 per title, but another book only has 5, but it makes $3,000 per title in a given 12-month period. So anyways, looking at that analysis of the actual money coming in, and when you sell direct, you're keeping between 90 to 95%, depending on the processing fees, et cetera, and the services that you're using. You're keeping that. But more important than just the money, you're keeping that relationship with the customer. And that's the long-term sales. It's not looking at your dashboard today and how you're doing, or looking at your ranking on a big retailer. It's, can this be something that can sustain me as a writer? And for myself, my income comes from traditional publishing, from various traditional publishers. It comes from sales to libraries and bookstores and retailers. It comes from Kickstarters and Patreon. And it also comes from going and doing direct sales, which I'm doing a significant amount of, particularly now that we're sort of back out of the pandemic.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, there's so much that I would love to just continue asking you, but I know we only have like a few minutes left. So let's kind of transition over to something that you do quite a bit. And I noticed it's co-authoring some books. What's that process like for you? Like, how is that? Because I mean, that's one of the things that we were just talking about with Ross and Kevin, but I want to know what it's like for you, because you're not just prolific on your own, you're prolific with other co-authors.
Yeah, you know what? When an author approaches me with an idea of working together, I always look at, two heads are better than one. I mean, I've co-authored with Joanna Penn, with Maddie Dalrymple, who I think is coming up very shortly on the show,
She is.
as well as D.F. Hart. And again, we all have our specialties, and when we can bring our specialties together, we can work on it. I love the collaborative process. I love my co-authors always give me structure, because I don't have any myself. Which is really good for me, because I can learn from them. Joanna Penn's the most amazing project manager to keep everything in line and on course. And the collaborations have been so unique, right? Some of it's been just recording YouTube videos, and there's our first draft of the transcript. But yeah, I think that collaboration can be really important, because the other person can find things that you may have missed, and then you can kind of put the puzzle together independently, but then collaboratively.
Very, very cool. All right, Mark, we're starting to get down towards the last of our 10 minutes together here. So now it's time to go ahead and plug Wide for the Win. Share with people why they should vote for your book in the virtual book fair today.
I think we should vote for Wide for the Win, because, I mean, there are so many amazing books in this, but this book is about mindset. And that mindset of Wide is going to open your mind to all the other amazing books from all the other fantastic guests you've had here. So that's just it. It sets you up for success with a winning mindset. And then, of course, you can go and enjoy all the other books from all the other great guests.
Man, Mark, you did. So you should have been in pro wrestling. Like, literally, you just cut a promo. I feel like he's getting ready to go into battle for his life. So that is fantastic, Mark. You're always you're just exemplary in everything that you do. I definitely would love to bring you back to my channel so we can spend a little bit more time than like 10 minutes to go ahead and chat about your latest books and maybe your upcoming ones as well. So thank you so much for your time, Mark.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mark.